So eBay just released their financial numbers, and guess what? They lost a ton more buyers and a ton more in merchandise sold on the platform in just the past 3 months. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to look at eBay's numbers. We're going to look at what they're reporting, how they're reporting it, and what the truth is about what those numbers say. Now, if you wait to the very end of the video, I have some very good news to talk about this very same topic. So let's look at eBay's actual page. 2 investors talking about second quarter results here. Now, we're just going to flip down to their numbers here. eBay Inc. reports better than expected second quarter results. Totally misleading in my book. Instead, it should have said, we didn't lose quite as much as we originally told you we would. That's the basic gist of it. Now, they've got some numbers down here, and without knowing what they were the quarter before, these numbers are meaningless to anybody. So don't look at eBay. We're just going to close this off. This is a complete waste of time looking at what eBay's telling their own investors. Now, this is from eBay as well, but this is the actual numbers. So let's start with the biggest ones up here. This is the active buyers excluding Gideor. And now eBay quotes that they have active buyers, 138 million active buyers. That's technically not going to be true. They have a Turkish site. This is the name of it here, the Gideor. Once those 3 million are gone, they're closing the site down. It's going to be gone. So they really only have 135 million. That's over 10% they lost in 3-month time span. Again, not even counting them closing down that site. Now, if you look at it, even from their own numbers, they already had a decline in June of last year. A year ago, they were already declining when the pandemic is still wearing and everything else is still gone. They were still losing ground. Now, if the pandemic didn't happen, they would have been so far under right now compared to, pandemic numbers. It would have been insanely way down. They would have been really hurting. They got lucky with the pandemic, and it seems to me, by all accounts, they've pretty much blown everything they got out of the pandemic and are dropping back down to where they were before the pandemic even started, which shouldn't be the case. We're going to look at Etsy, and we're going to show you what Etsy's doing. You'll see something a little different. You'll see Amazon in just a minute here, too, but I just want to hit the key important facts. Now, the biggest other factor here is gross merchandise volume. How much merchandise did they sell on the platform? Did they sell more than they were going to? Well, if you look at those numbers don't look too good either. The last 3 quarters they've lost. They started off in the end of last year, the fourth quarter of last year, losing 2% or so. International-wise, they lost even more. Now, come the first quarter of this year, they lost 14%, meaning they sold less stuff on the platform, 14% less stuff. So if they sold 100 items, just say last year, they only sold 86 this quarter, this year. Drop it down again. They lost 13% of all merchandise wasn't sold this quarter in the last 3 months alone. So they're losing a quarter of their sales potentially in just a very short period of time, in a matter of 6 months. That's not good in any count whatsoever. Now let's look at it a different way. Here's another site here. This is a new site that has some fairly good graphs in here. Now let's read the CEO's comment. Once again, I am pleased to report another strong quarter. Again, don't forget they lost the amount of buyers and they lost the amount of merchandise in double digits. I don't know how that could be strong when you're just diving right now, but anyway, our team delivered better than expected financial results across the board while continuing to make significant progress on our long-term initiatives. Again, that's just BS corporate talk. It means nothing. The numbers that I would say matter the most, active buyers. And as you can see here, the first quarter of this year, they just took a nosedive and lost 28 million actual active buyers. Some huge number based on this graph here. Lost some more as we go by. Lost some more, lost some more, lost some more. It's just a steady downward spiral. Now we look at gross merchandise in the billions. They lost almost $1 billion in 3 months in overall based on these charting numbers here. Now here's a 5-year spread of how eBay was doing. So again, you can see them before it. They weren't doing too good. They dropped right here. They had an okay Christmas. Usually the fourth quarter does very well. First quarter, pandemic's just starting. They started to pick up, and then boom, they're way up. And now, other than a few bumps here, they're just going right back down. Nothing to keep them afloat. Again, they're not interested in those small-time, low-valued buyers, which is literally what the CEO says. So they're losing millions of buyers every quarter. Every 3 months, millions of buyers. Sellers, I'm sure, are leaving too because of other platforms. Now, here's another factor, sold items. This is the amount of sold items on the platform. How many items are actually selling? Now, this goes back 6+ years, so it's a longer length of time here. So if you look, they're pretty much losing. So they've been losing for 4 years by the time the pandemic hit. For 4 years, they've pretty much had no growth in sales, in selling more items. And now they took a dive in just before the pandemic. They're way down in the negative now. They're bleeding actual items that are sold. Pandemic comes in, and then boom, second quarter, they're up. Pandemic's still in, and now they're just dropping. And not only are they dropping, they're dropping like flies. They're not losing as much, but again, they've already lost so much. So looking at these numbers, it's just, there's no way I could skew this as this is good for the company. When you're losing the amount of people that are buying, even if they're buying small stuff, you've got to take into account word of mouth. If somebody's even buying a $10 item, well, where'd you get that at? Well, I got it at eBay. If 20 million less people are buying off of eBay because eBay doesn't want them because they're low valued, that's 20 million less people talking about where they bought something at. It's so short-sighted. Now, I'm going to talk about the good news here at the very end. There is some really good news, in my personal opinion, at the end of this video. So if you want to hear the good aspect of all of this, hang on to the end here. Now, I know over at E-Commerce Bytes has a couple very good articles slamming on exactly this. The CEO here, I'm not going to mention his name, says his strategy is working, called the second quarter performance strong, despite losing the amount of items sold as well as revenue. So they're losing revenue, and they're losing the amount of items sold, and they're losing buyers on top of it. But that's just great. So anyway, you can look at the numbers here. You can see how it is. Again, they're getting money now from promoted listings. They're getting money now from handling the actual collection of payment processing. If they wouldn't have had that, their numbers would be just horrid. So this is how they replaced some of the loss. Now, Ina actually does have another very good article which explains much of my frustration as well. Why does eBay's strategy result in fewer buyers? Why would you want fewer people on your platform? I know volume doesn't always equate to sales, but in this case, even if they're buying $5 or $10 items, that's a lot of money they're leaving off the table. Most of my sales are lower valued items, under $800. The CEO wants $800 items or more. Those are the people they're going after, so they're dropping off. The majority of the population isn't going to be buying $800 items off of eBay. And again, the other sites don't worry about that. They want everybody. Amazon wants those $5 sales, those $10 sales. Now, this is from an eBay community board post here. Now, I don't know this person at all, but they pretty much say what I feel is the majority of the issues with eBay overall, why eBay is not doing good, why they're losing buyers, why they're losing sellers, why they're not selling as much merchandise right off the bat. These are the perfect issues here. I'm going to read these off because these 9 here answer for everything eBay is doing in my book. Now, 1, constant battle with its sellers and not listening to the needs of sellers, making them go elsewhere. I sell on other platforms because eBay doesn't listen to us. They don't give us the proper tools anymore. It's all about paying them more money to do the same thing they used to do. That's all I see. So I agree with that one as well. Constant site changes almost weekly, like a constant festering wound that will never heal. Markets need stability, and constantly changing everything makes sellers weary, overworked for nothing. So again, perfect example. That's exactly what's going on. Lack of customer service. They can do little more than lip service. They're all told scripts for the most part. They're never going to tell you the truth. They're only going to tell you what they were told to tell you, and we're just stuck with it. And so many times the help desk has no clue on the issue to begin with because they're not telling them what's going on. So again, agree. Lack of advertising. Now, they thought they didn't need to do it because they were too big. Amazon's all over the place. Amazon advertisements are all over the place. For looking at this here, it's just they've blown it. They're not advertising. They're going to lose money even further by not telling and shouting out off the rooftops, hey, buy off of eBay. Now, number 5, probably the biggest issue is the search engine that is so irrelevant that you must go to Google to find active eBay listings. You should never send your customers off-site to find a thing on that site ever. And I've brought this up. I have to go to find items that I know have to be on eBay, CC Click, or just a Google search. If you can't find it on eBay, it's so much easier these days almost to go to Google to find the items because they've skewed the search results so that they can collect money from us for paying for promoted listings. That's the only explanation. Why can I find some items easier off of eBay, even though I'm finding them on, items that are for sale on eBay off of eBay? Google search will return me a better result than an eBay search. Again, because if you're not paying, they're not going to promote some items. So they're totally screwing themselves left and right on what they're doing. Another one here. Too much search manipulation in promoted listings irritates customers. 100% agree. The customers are sick of being pushed promoted items that do not relate to what they want. Now, obviously, if you change your search parameters from like what eBay first gives you to like newest first or ending soonest, you're going to eliminate all of eBay's promoted crap. You only see a couple bare bones minimum at the very bottom, and that's it. No, I'm not going to get into this scandal, but a bunch of high-ranking execs went after a very nice couple, someone who didn't deserve it, who was just reporting the truth. They're now in federal penitentiary, a bunch of them. Again, it goes all the way up as far as I'm concerned. That did hurt it. That hurt the reputation. That hurt who eBay was. Terrible, 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 terrible. Another one here. Forcing desktop users to fight with a mobile app listing tool now has seriously hindered new gross merchandise volume. Yeah, I hate that everything is now geared towards mobile looks. I hate the mobile looks. I hate using I don't use the cell phone if I don't have to for anything, but if they're going to force the desktop version to look like a mobile version, I'm not going to like it either. I'll probably go to a full-fledged list somewhere else and maybe transfer listings to eBay if that's what they're going to do. It's just not doable when you're selling, have 20, 30, 40, 50,000 items up. It just doesn't work. Now, the last one here. Once eBay changed their business model from mutual seller and eBay, growth from sales based on commission of sales, and switched to a new fee-based revenue stream at the expense of sellers' profit and growth, sellers lost confidence. eBay no longer had skin in the game, instead is just grabbing promoted listing fees. Seller growth is no longer a priority for eBay, and if sellers can't succeed, eBay will continue its GMV decline. Meaning that if the sellers don't do well, they're going to sell less and less items because the sellers will go elsewhere. Once the majority of the sellers go elsewhere, eBay can't pick up anything else. What are they going to be left with? They're also going after specific high-end categories, these high-end sellers. These are in markets that could crash. They constantly go up and down. So there could be a 5 or 10 year gap when trading cards crash, when no one wants to buy $5,000 pairs of tennis shoes because now they're flooded with imports that are knockoffs and no one can tell the difference, or 100 other reasons why stuff like that. So again, fully agree with this one here. This one says it all. Now let's just look at Amazon for an example before we end this off here. Amazon beat the revenue, as eBay technically did, but Amazon revenue grew 7% in the second quarter. 7% up, their revenue stream grew. So they were doing $119 billion. They're now doing $121 billion. They're up. They are up. They are not down, even though the pandemic is waning, even though things are still going a little bit back to normal. There's more jobs out there that are being picked up. It's one of the highest job growths back. It's almost literally back to pre-pandemic job numbers. So things are looking better around. eBay isn't. Now let's just quickly look at Etsy, because again, people are going to bring up, well, what about Etsy? Here's 4 or 5 years worth of Etsy data. Now, they did get a boost from the pandemic, but if you look at the graph here, and this goes back quite some time, they've been heading up the entire time. eBay, as we saw, the graph showed they were going down for the last 4 or 5 years. Etsy has still been going up. So even if it wanes a little bit on their sales, if you kind of skew this out here, they're still up from where they should be, even if they had a constant, steady growth. So this hasn't hurt Etsy anywhere near as much. They're still down. They're down 0 year over year, it basically says here by their numbers. So they're really not doing that bad. And here's just yet another graph on Etsy's numbers. So if you follow the trend, Etsy didn't have any downward spiral. eBay's been having a downward spiral for years. Etsy, again, even if you take the fact that they stopped the increase and they did drop just a hair in second quarter, if you kind of scan this one out, they're still up from where they would have been if they just had standard growth every year. Every year on this chart here, you see that Etsy has grown. So who's falling in the dust right now when you look at the actual numbers? And now's the time for the good news. The good news is I've been here through many CEOs at eBay. And I will be here long after the one that's there now is removed from the company. I don't honestly see him being there for more than 18 months or so as it's looking now. You can't keep losing millions of buyers from a platform in just a very short period of time, as well as losing millions of dollars in merchandise sold on a platform without having some consequences. That is not good, and it does not bode well for the future. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Why are women so happy about new Tickle antiperspirant? Is it because Tickle is the first roll-on with a big, wide ball? Is it because Tickle comes in 4 fresh fragrances? Or is it because Tickle helps keep you dry all day? Make yourself happy. Staying drier is nicer with a little Tickle.